Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So I'm probably going to butcher this woman's name. I apologize in advance, but Rasha Abual-Ragheb is the New Jersey resident who fled Lebanon as a child due to the civil war. And on January 6th, she took part in the attack on the U.S. Capitol. According to prosecutors, starting in November of 2020, Ragheb participated in Facebook and Telegram groups for the New Jersey chapter of something called the American Patriot 3%. She, in those forums, told people that a civil war was coming to America, and she allegedly urged them to stand up and fight for the Constitution. During an interview with the FBI, Ragheb readily admitted that she was a Trump supporter. She admitted to attending his rallies, and she claimed that Facebook and Twitter blocked her for posting pro-Trump content. However, Ragheb was turned in to the FBI by someone who saw her January 6th post on Facebook. So how much could they have been blocking her? And in one January 6th Facebook post, by the way, she wrote, quote, "Just left DC, I got tear gas, paper spray, but I was part of history. We the people won't take it anymore. Antifa were between us. I and other MAGA people told DC police, get the Antifa. They didn't do anything. He had black metal chair. The police would order to use full force on us from the beginning when we start marching to the Capitol. The use tear gas and pepper spray and rubber bullet. They shot the woman that was standing peacefully without a weapon. They hit women's kids. They hit people with the pat metal one." Just so you know, I'm not stuttering and I'm not illiterate. I read her post exactly as it was written. So that was her words, not mine. But you get the gist. And prosecutors also noted in court documents that Ragheb made other disturbing statements on social media in the lead up to January 6th. They say that she made additional comments about civil war. She talked about taking guns to DC. And she said that the police would, quote, have to kill her in order to stop her. And one thing that I find really amusing is that this woman is obviously of Middle Eastern descent. She was at the Capitol surrounded by people carrying racist Confederate flags, and she took photos with a man wearing a Pepe the Frog shirt. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, I've included the photo on YouTube so you can see for yourself, but Pepe the Frog has become basically like the racist mascot for the alt-right. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the whole Pepe thing started on message boards on like 4chan, places like that. And the extremist alt-right white supremacists started pumping out a ton of memes with some of the most hateful, vile, bigoted bullshit, anti-Semitic, like just heinous stuff with this frog's picture. So that image became essentially synonymous with hate and bigotry and racism. So I just have to wonder if people like Ragheb are just so in their little bubble, if they're just so blissfully unaware of how hated they are by so many people in that crowd. Or are they just so self-loathing like Candace Owens that they just will do anything, they'll say anything to be accepted by the bigots? I don't know. It just blows my mind. But anyway, Ragheb was seen in photos. She was seen inside the Capitol. There isn't, however, any evidence that she committed any violence or crimes of vandalism. So she was hit with the basic 4 misdemeanors that we've seen over and over again: the entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, 1 count of parading in a Capitol building. Well, she, like so many others, she decided to plead guilty to the parading in a Capitol building. It carries a maximum punishment of 6 months in prison, as you may have heard me say before, thousands of dollars in fines. Well, she was recently sentenced, and in court, she broke down in tears. She told the judge, quote, "I never meant to cause any harm." She also told the judge that jail would be a hardship. This is Judge Carl Nichols, just so you know. She said it would be a hardship because she's a single mother of 2 school-age children. Should have thought of that before. Maybe factor that into your decision-making. In addition, Ragheb said that she had already had to pull her kids out of school. She was already homeschooling them because she said that following her arrest, they were being bullied. Now, that's where I draw the line. Okay. I find that to be disgusting. Children should not pay the price for their parents' ignorant or illegal decisions. 100%, you do not cross that line. But anyway, Ragheb, her attorney, argued in court that she never intended to be violent. And here's how he proved it. He pointed to her clothing. Apparently, she was wearing a tutu at the Capitol. So he said, well, she couldn't have meant for violence to break out because she wasn't dressed for war or for combat. And then her attorney also said that she honestly believed that her vote wasn't counted because apparently Ragheb searched online. She went to the New Jersey voting records and she said that she couldn't locate her name. However, the prosecutor conducted the same search and they easily found her. Evidently, when she performed the search, she entered an underscore between her 2 last names instead of a hyphen. So that's why she couldn't find herself. Costly typo, huh? So in court, Ragheb reiterated the point that, you know, she didn't care who won, but she just wanted her vote to count, and she didn't think that it did. Her lawyer also said that she believed this QAnon BS about Democrats kidnapping children. And he said that as a mother, quote, she inarticulately wrote that someone would have to kill her before taking her children away. But, you know, I find this amusing in an ironic way because she supported the president who literally stole immigrant children from their parents for no other reason than to be cruel. Some of whom are lost forever. Their parents will never, ever see them again. They either can't find them to reunite them, or they've been adopted out to other families. Those children will never see their mothers and fathers again for the misdemeanor crime of walking thousands of miles and trying to enter a country to give their children a better life. Yet this woman committed a misdemeanor crime of trying to overthrow the government, essentially, trying to undermine democracy, trying to take people's votes away, trying to disrupt Congress while they're trying to do their work. And she gets to walk away with her kids and gets a slap on the wrist. And she doesn't even recognize that this guy who she supported was literally stealing people's children and taking them away to some never be found again. What an uninformed, willfully ignorant woman this is. Her poor children. That's all I've got to say. Anyway, prosecutors, as with other cases, were asking for 30 days in jail. They wanted 18 months of probation. In the end, though, Judge Nichols sentenced her to 2 months of home detention, 3 years of probation, and a $500 restitution fee. So she got off way easier than people who were simply coming here to try to provide for their children. Explain that to me. The judge explained his decision, saying, quote, all in all, I have every expectation and belief that the defendant will not protest in the Capitol or commit other crimes, but there needs to be a deterrent too. Because he said that, quote, January 6th was no ordinary riot. So this concerns me because this is the judge who's residing over that large Oath Keepers conspiracy case, and he's been giving out a lot of lenient sentences to these insurrectionists and these terrorists. So I'm very concerned about what's going to happen with that case. But anyway, guys, I'll let you know if I hear any more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.